Started the game off. Is that the standard of Florida State, or do you guys just want to get better every week?
Yeah, I wouldn't say anywhere close to standard. I mean, we're not as good as we need to be. You know, I mean, I think every week the goal, win, lose, or draw, is just be better than you were last week. Just continuous improvement. And if we can do that every day, every rep, every practice, eventually we'll get to where we want to be. And I think that's what the really good ones do, because they're never really satisfied. There really never is a standard. There really never is a perfect. You're always chasing being better. You know, and those are the types of teams and organizations that really succeed. And that's what we're trying to get to.
Do you take a sigh of relief when you guys finally do string together 2 drives like that? Do you put it
no,
on tape for the kids,
again, same thing. You know, when you're a coach, you don't get to do that. You know, you kind of just go get ready for the next one. You know, and that was, you score on drive 1, you score on drive 2, you got a great drive going on drive 3, and then you put the ball on the ground on 4th and 1. Once you've already got the first down, those are things that kill you. You know, as a football coach, especially as much as we do ball security around here. You know, but we got to reemphasize, we got to reteach you, because right now we're really poor. You know, and so we're not getting it done as a coaching staff. So we got to make sure we get that emphasized and taught and retaught, and keep hammering that point home.
A couple times on short yardage situations this season, you guys have had like plays where you had receivers trying to get wide. Are those plays where DeAndre's reading with the defense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, really, you're just trying to stretch the box as thin as possible, especially in some of those short yard situations, just so you can get a big back like Quez. A lot like the situation we had. It was 4th and 1, hit it fast. They're not lined up yet. We just got to take care of the football. We take care of the football in that situation. It's first down, and everybody's high-fiving, and we got a chance to go, get more points. But we just got to do a better job taking care of the ball.
Trey said he and guys who fumbled are carrying around a football this week everywhere they go. What's the decision process?
Well, I just think the biggest thing is that's all ball security is. Is ball security is conscious thought about taking care of the football. And you do that 2 ways. Number 1, field of contact, by applying 2 hands of contact, getting padded or running your feet. Number 1, you're going to prevent helmet on ball. Number 2, just this fact alone tells me that you're thinking about ball security. If you're willing to put that second hand when there's a threat of contact over the football, you won't fumble. Why? Because you're thinking about taking care of the football. And so for me, it's a conscious thought, to take care of the football. And when you're thinking about it, you don't fumble. And that's the point that we got to keep hammering. That's one I'm excited to coach today. I'll put it that way.
How much better has Trey McKitty gotten as a blocker, and just how much does he mean to the team?
Yeah, no, he's got a chance to be a really special player. He and Gabe Neighbors both, they have a chance to both be really good football players. They're kind of human Swiss Army knives. They can go out there and play in the slot. They can play attached tight end. They can play in the backfield, and especially in modern football, whether it be the NFL or the college level, that's what you see. You see those guys all over the place, and the more dudes like that you have, the better you have a chance to be. Just versatility, the ability to play faster because you're not having to change personnel, to run 2-back runs, 1-back runs, or empty runs. Both of them can really help you in a pass game. So, both those kids are incredibly important.
Having both of those guys on the field simultaneously like you did this past week, is that part of emphasizing the run or adding that dimension to the offense?
I think – sorry. Been coughing since before Virginia Tech. Can't get it to go away. I think for us it's just we've got 2 really athletic kids that can do a lot of things. And I think the more that we can do that, not only in the run game, but in your play-action pass game, your movement game, and also just doing what we do out of different personnel groups, as a way to hide, some of our base football plays. So I just think that the more that we can do with those 2 kids on the field, the better in the long term that we'll be.
Those first 2 drives, was it on every play? Like, is there a difference between a run and a pass with him on almost every play?
On almost every play, yeah. Are there a few plays a game where he can turn his brain off and execute blank? Yes. But that's the point guarding aspect of this offense, and that's where we got to continue to get better.
I was going to say, how is he getting better week to week? Was he better? Sorry, whoever I'm interrupting. Tim, you can wait. Is he getting better each week?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And again, every rep, the speed of gameplay, seeing different defenses from week to week. They've got plans to, but yeah, he's better every week.
You got anything? Those first 2 drives, man, just how important was it just for them to see it, just to get a glimpse of what it looks like when it's clicking and when it gets into rhythm and kind of gets up to speed a little bit?
I
know it wasn't perfect.
I'm not a big fake enthusiasm, confidence, all the cliches that all these kids that's beat into their heads all the time. I just hopefully at some point you just take great pride in doing your job really well over and over and over again. But I think that's how you build confidence. by doing your job at a high level repeatedly. That's what confidence is, you know. And so we did our job at a pretty high level there, and we resulted in the end zone. And hopefully these kids, what they take from it is that if I just do my job well over and over and over again, we'll typically cross the white line and everybody will be happy. You know, there's nothing more to it than that. How high of a rate can I do my job repeatedly? You know, and hopefully that's just when we all do what we're supposed to do, we've got a chance to go across the white line and be happy.
Coach, this weekend you not only have a chance to get your first ACC win, but also to kind of get a little bit of a win streak going. Is this kind of the turn point for you guys, do you think?
Again, you know, we just got to go win a football game. You know, how many we win in a row, how many, I mean, we got to go find a way to win a football game. You know, as a coach, you're kind of not afforded the luxury to look ahead and start talking about winning streaks. We just got to win this one. We got to be 1-0 this week. We got to find a way to go get this one. You know, and that starts with today's practice.
You guys threw 24 passes in the first half, and I think 6 or 7 in the second. Is that just we got to establish a run mentality? Was that what Coach Taggart was trying to do?
You know, well, I think the biggest thing was we kind of felt like that's what they were giving us at that point in time. You know, you kind of start to, as we threw the ball well, especially some perimeter screen stuff early in the game, you kind of start to see that box spill out, then play, you know, some odd front stuff, and, you know, less D linemen, you know, and that is a part of it as well. You know, so a little of both. We thought that's what they were giving us, number one. Number two, you know, just we got to continue working on running the football.
When you watch film, is it close? The running game, is it close to him?
I think so. I mean, again, you know, we've got all the documented issues that we've had up front. I think number two is our backs are at a point now where we're starting to press a little bit instead of taking what's there, trying to hit home runs all the time. I think as those guys just level off their pads, be comfortable with 4, those 4s will turn into 8s, those 8s will turn into big plays.
Coach Tamarian Terry didn't have a ton of targets, but he capitalized on the ones he did. What does that say about his maturity that he was?
The exact same thing I said after Stanford. Tough guys. Make big plays in really tough situations, and that's what he does. You know, when you watch him play without the ball, which nobody does because nobody watches the guy without the ball, you know, but when you watch him without the ball, you know why he makes plays like that.
Does he have to do anything else besides catch touchdowns to get the ball thrown out?
I don't know. You know, I mean, you know, sometimes, you know, I mean, quarterbacks, we don't get to just throw it to a guy. You know, quarterbacks have to do what the defense tells them to do, you know, and so sometimes, but now, can we make sure that we find ways to get him touches, whether it be in the screen game or whatnot? Absolutely, and we can do a better job of that.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you, Coach.